Hey everyone, YouTube is live. All right, here we go. All right, welcome to Shalom's Unsnobby Music Hobby Podcast, where we play live music and sometimes talk about all kinds of different things. Today, we're just going to be doing a musical jam. So for anyone who's joining us, just going to be playing music and singing. Got my two daughters, Adriana and Kylie, and we're just going to jam out. But first, of course, always we start with a prayer. We're going to do a Latin prayer, then we're going to read from the Imitation of Christ. Nomine Patri et Filii et Spiritui Sancti. Amen. We're going to say the Hail Mary in Latin. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tu in mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Sancta Maria, Mater Dei, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Amen. In nomine Patri et Filii et Spiritui Sancti. Amen. All right, so we're going to read from the Imitation of Christ. Book 3, Interior Conversation, Chapter 9, How All Things Are to be Referred to God, Our Last End. Christ says, "My child, if you desire true happiness, then I must be the ultimate goal of all your works. Too often your affections are inclined toward yourself and other creatures. Direct them toward me, and they will be purified. They who serve me freely and willingly will receive grace for grace, but they who glorify themselves or take delight in anything else besides me will not be established in perfect joy. Do not think you are virtuous, nor attribute virtue to anyone, but give all credit to God. If you understand rightly, you will rejoice only in me, and in me alone you will place your confidence, for no one is good but God alone, and he alone is to be honored above all things, and in all things shall he be blessed." That was The Imitation of Christ, Book 3, Chapter 9. Check it out, great book. And we're starting to jam.
White lily flowers, white lily flowers blooming everywhere. White lily flowers, white lily flowers blooming everywhere. blooming everywhere. White lily flowers, white lily flowers, blooming everywhere. White lily flowers, 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 blooming everywhere. White lily flowers, white lily flowers, white lily flowers, blooming everywhere. White lily flowers, white lily flowers, white lily flowers, blooming everywhere. White lily flowers, white lily flowers, white lily flowers, blooming everywhere. They bloom everywhere. White lily flowers, blooming everywhere. White lily flowers, blooming everywhere. White lily flowers, white lily flowers, white lily flowers, blooming everywhere. White lily flowers, lily flowers, flowers, lily flowers, white lily flowers, 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 blooming everywhere.
you're gonna go on right to the next jam, and here we go. C, okay. Let's try that.
If you are what you should be, you will set the world on fire. If you are what you should be, you will set the world on fire, fire. If you are what you should be, you will set the world on fire. If you are what you should be, you will set the world on fire. Fire. If you be, if you love what you should be, you will set the world on fire. La 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 la. La 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 la. If you are what you should be, you will set the world on fire. Fire, 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 fire. If you are what you should be, you will set the world on fire. If you are what you should be, you will set the world on fire. Fire, 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 fire. If you are what you should be, you'll set fire. Fire, fire, fire. If you are what you should be, you will set the world on fire. If you are what you should be, you will set the world on fire. You will set the world on fire. If you are what you should be, you will set the world on fire. You will set the world on fire. If you are what you should be, you will set the world on fire. If you are what you should be, you will set the world on fire. If you are what you should be, you will set the world on fire. You will set the world on fire. Oh, on fire, on fire. La 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 la. If you are what you should be, you will set the world on fire. Fire, fire, fire. If you are what you should be, you will set the world on fire. Should be what you should be. You will set the world on fire. You will set the world on fire. you should be. You will set the world on fire. If you are what you should be, you will set the world on fire. Fire, fire, fire. Oh, oh, oh. If you are what you should be, you will set the world on fire. Fire, fire, fire. Oh, fire, 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 fire. Oh, fire, fire, fire. Oh. If you are what you should be, you will set the world on fire. Oh, you will set the world on fire. If you are what you should be, you will set the world on fire. Fire, if you are what you should be, you will set the world on fire. You will set the world on fire. Fire. If you are what you should be, you should set the world on fire. You will set the world on fire. Oh, if you are what you should be, you will set the world on fire. Fire, fire, fire. If you are what you should be, you will set the world on fire. Fire. If you are what you should be, you will set the world on fire. Fire, fire. If you are what you should be, you will set the world on fire. Fire.
Alright, so those chords were 1, 4, 6, 5, C, F, A, G, but I was kind of messing up a little bit because I haven't really done that chord progression that much. But for future reference, because I kind of like that one, I wanted to say the chords on camera so that I know if we go back and try to make it again, we'll know what's what. And I also used the drummer Leah, Tech House drummer, and I used Hardwire with like out the kick drum. I used like a tom, clap, hi-hat, and bongos, just so that I know for the future, because I really like that one, and I want to probably do it again, like an official. Facebook went off. I don't know what happened. I was trying to use my Chromebook for the first time to use Facebook. That's not going to be a thing anymore because I can't just have my stuff going off. I actually get my most followers on Facebook usually. So that's kind of a wash today, kind of a little bit of a upsetting, a little bit. So I don't know what to do about that. I guess I'll just leave Facebook for today, and we will move on to another jam. Sorry, Twitter. Let's see. Hope everybody can hear it. One person said they couldn't hear, so I turned it up. gonna try out some synths. For once, I normally don't do synths, but let's see. Let's try that. But what chords are we gonna do? That's a good question. How about C-A-D-G? How about C-A-D-G?
Baby, dream, live your dream, live your dream, oh yeah, live your dream, live your dream, live your dream, aim high, oh yeah, live your dream, live your dream, aim high, dream big. Dream big, live your dream, don't be afraid, live your dream, dream big, live your dream, live your dream, live your dream, aim high, live your dream, live your dream, live your dream, aim high. Oh yeah, live your dream, live your dream, aim high, oh oh, aim high, dream big, live your dream, don't be afraid, dream big, don't be afraid, dream big. Oh yeah. Live your dream. Don't be afraid. Live your dream. Dream big. Dream big. Dream big. Dream big. Dream big. Dream big. Live your dream, live your dream, don't be afraid. Live your dream, live your dream, don't be afraid. Live your dream, you gotta dream big. Oh yeah, live your dream, 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 live your dream. live your dream. Live your dream. You gotta live high, live your dream, and aim high. Don't be afraid, dream your dream. Live your dream, live your dream, live your dream. Oh yeah, live your dream, live your dream. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. La 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 la. Live your dream. Don't be afraid to live your dream. Live your dream. Live your dream. You gotta aim high. Dream big, dream big. Aim high, aim high. Dream big, dream big. You gotta live your dream. You gotta live your You gotta live your dream. You gotta live your dream. Live your
Ooh, I forgot that when I turn down the iPad, if I got the MIDI connected, it's going to turn down everything. So oopsie, but that's pretty much it for today. Facebook got turned off because I was trying to use the Chromebook. I don't know what happened. Just a quick 30-minute jam. We're going to do the Imitation of Christ as usual to end it out. Thanks everybody for jamming with us. I normally do a little live music and everything when I'm going out, but it was a bit tricky today trying to handle everything, trying to do the iPad and this and that, and whew, it was rough. So maybe if I change the tempo. See, the problem was I was on 125 beats per minute. That is way too fast. It felt like the songs were going really fast, like tempo-wise. So that's why that happened. Facebook, don't use a Chromebook, I guess, is the answer, because normally I use my phone to stream on Facebook. So, trying something new. I was trying to get on Twitch, so I had to use one of my phones to get on Twitch instead of Facebook. It is what it is. Okay, let me turn that down some, and I'll use that as my outro tracko. Here we go. Let me move the mic over as a matter of fact. Alright. Big ups to my lovely daughters Adriana and Kylie for singing today. Always love it when they're able to get on the podcast. They will be on tomorrow as well. I'm not sure what time, maybe around this time, 5 o'clock time. Alright, so let me turn this down some. There we go. I really like the vibe of this. So I wanted to make sure I remember that this was, this is called Art Animations on the synth settings for the GarageBand, because I want to remember this sound because I actually like that second, I like that second track that we did that Kylie wrote. Kylie writes all the songs that we sing on the Family Jam podcast. So if you guys like those, she did. Not me. I just play the music. But I like two of those songs a lot that we did today. And I want to redo them. So I'm going to try to remember, what stuff I was using. So I was doing the chord progression of C, A, then D after this, then G, C, A, D, G, which I really like this one. I don't really use this one that much. So anyway, book, back to Imitation of Christ, book 3, chapter 32, on self-abnegation and the renunciation of all covetousness. Christ says, "My child, whatever does not come from God will perish entirely. Keep this brief advice in your mind. Forsake all, and you will find all. Relinquish all desire, and you will find rest. If you think this over carefully and put it into practice, you will understand all things." I'm going to read that again. Christ says, "My child, whatever does not come from God will perish entirely. Keep this brief advice in mind. Forsake all, and you will find all. Relinquish all desire, and you will find rest. If you think this over carefully and put it into practice, you will understand all things." The disciple says, "Lord, this is not the work of one day, nor is it child's play. For in this short sentence is included the whole of religious perfection." Christ says, "My child, when you hear what the way of perfection is, you should not be discouraged or downhearted. Instead, this should be an incentive." Hold on, I lost my place. Sorry, let me reread that. Christ says, "My child, when you hear what the way of perfection is, you should not be discouraged or downhearted. Instead, this should be an incentive for you to aim at higher things. I have told you to acquire what is thought contemptible by the world, rather than those things which it thinks desirable. True heavenly wisdom is so cheaply regarded by humans as to be almost forgotten. For this heavenly wisdom goes against nature, because it does not hold a high opinion of itself." And there it is. That's the podcast for today. Sorry, Facebook. Facebook, I get the most people tuning in. So I'm really sorry that I didn't get Facebook today. So that is unfortunately sad. But we will be back tomorrow on Facebook for sure with a phone, because the phones seem to work better when we're going live. And that is it. In the meantime, in between time, make sure you check out old episodes at you can search on any podcasting platform you have, the Unsnobby Music Hobby, or go to sdcason.com. That's Sigma Delta CASON.com, and you will see all the links to everything over there. And that's pretty much it. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and we will catch you next time. In the meantime, in between time, stay holy, my friends, and God love you. Peace out.